Welcome to another episode of the Money Wheel Podcast. The journey to wealth starts here with your host, Don Shade.
Hello, my friend and future millionaire. Welcome to this episode of the Money Wheel. My name is Don Shade. You know, as we move forward building your business, one of the things I want you to look at as far as stuff that is going on a day-to-day basis. Here's what happens to a lot of people, and this is why they don't make it to achieve their $1 million roadmap. What happens is they get up in the morning, run off to work 8 hours, come home, think, boy, I've had a hard day, eat dinner, spend time with their family, sit down in front of the TV, and they think, oh, I'll work on my business tomorrow. You know, and then first thing you know, 3 or 4 days go by and they haven't put any time into their business. And they say life has got in the way. What I want to warn you of is this. Life is always going to get in the way. You don't have any more time than a billionaire. You have the same 24 hours in a day. You're going to have to prioritize your time to build your business. You know, you're making short-term changes for long-term goals. In other words, do the actions that you're doing today match your goals of tomorrow? Everybody talks about, oh, they want to be rich, they want to be financially free, whatever that may look like for you. And we covered in previous episodes how to find out what those numbers look like. The problem is, it's all talk until you're actually ready to sit down and put the work in. You have to make a conscious decision that every single day you're going to put the work in. You're going to work as hard for you as you do for your employer. Do you know the reason your employer hires you? It's to make his dreams come true. As your business gets bigger and you hire people to do work for you and to handle stuff so that you can step back, you'll start to see exactly how that works. But right now, while we're in the beginning, it's a little tough for you to go out and hire people because you may not have the money and you may not know exactly what you want that person to do. In other words, you have to learn it, then you can teach it. But what I want to make sure of is you're not losing days of the time just because you have fear of this or that. I don't know how to build an email list. I don't know how to set up a Facebook page. And that's all stuff that we've covered in previous episodes. But maybe your fear is different than that. Maybe in the back of your mind, you hear that little voice that says, nobody's going to pay me for what I know. You've heard me say it a couple times in different episodes that before I built my business and before I had success, I was the type of guy that when you shook my hand, I couldn't look you in the eye. I didn't have that kind of self-esteem. But you know, as I built my business and I had good income coming in and I got to the point where I no longer needed a job, what happens is people don't intimidate you anymore. You can stand up and you can look the world in the eye because you've come from the bottom. You started with nothing in the business world and you built it into something. That's one of the reasons I like digital products so much, is because I was able to take knowledge that I knew and share it with other people, and it helped them, and obviously I got paid for it. And that's the same kind of business you're going to have. And if you're somebody that does e-commerce where it's products and all that kind of stuff, it's still a good business. It just isn't what I chose. I chose digital products because I had enough knowledge to be able to share it with you and make a difference in your life. I was able to put together this path that we're walking on, the $1 million roadmap. Well, maybe you're somebody that, yeah, you like the $1 million roadmap part, but what you really want is a store on Shopify, or you want to have a different kind of website where you're selling physical products. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what I want you to realize is this. Up until now, it's all talk. You have to decide today and every day moving forward that you're going to work on your business and you're going to go through the challenges to get it done. Don't let procrastination steal your dream of having the $1 Million Roadmap. That's everything I have for this episode. We'll see you next time on The Money Wheel.
Thank you for listening to the Money Wheel Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and like the podcast. For everything that was talked about in today's amazing show, go to moneywheelpodcast.com and get today's show notes, past episodes, and most importantly, you can connect with Don Shade on all his social media platforms. Again, at moneywheelpodcast.com. If you are just looking to email Don, you can email him at don@moneywheelpodcast.com. For a list of all our tools we use in our business, you can go to moneywheelpodcast.com/resources. Again, thank you for listening to today's podcast, and see you in our next episode of the Money Wheel Podcast.